What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report for the latest battle report for Marvel Crisis Protocol, Guardians of the Galaxy versus the X-Force. And, oh my goodness, that was a bit of a shellacking there for anyone who watched. Round 3 and 4 were not kind.
Very swingy game. I mean, you had some great swings near the beginning. You were dropping Groot like real fast. You dropped half my team in round 2, but then round 3, everyone wakes up and just chose extreme violence.
Yeah, you had a fantastic lovable misfits round turn, which was really good. And unfortunately, my defense dice in a couple very key rolls just did not come through. Wolverine just blocked very little of anything. Cable blocked like virtually nothing. He just got hit like a sack of wet potatoes there, right? And then Laura, unfortunately, kind of a similar deal, going down very easily to Bill very early.
Well, in the first turn, Laura and Cable going down like that was brutal.
Yeah, because Rocket took Cable in round 1, and Bill took X-23, and that was rough. Like going into round 2 with 2 injured folk, like key folk, was really rough. I will give credit, both Deadpool and Bishop really did some good heavy lifting for me.
They did a lot
in this game, but unfortunately, losing Cable as well as early as I did, I needed that extra piece, or if even Wolverine I'd kept around, right?
Well, and as you mentioned, I want to say it was round 2 or round 3 where Wolverine had a turn where he could have potentially done a lot, and then he did the Wolverine thing of just like, when you need him to roll well, he doesn't.
Yeah, and it was just really unfortunate. But, I mean, that's how this game goes down sometimes, right? Yeah, and Guardians is a good team
for sure. I mean, there's a reason they're one of the best in the game right now. They're very strong. They have a lot of very strong pieces. They have very fair and balanced cards in Galaxy's Greatest.
I actually maintain that they really don't have any real weaknesses.
No, they're like they have amazing everything. The one thing they're missing in affiliation is like an objective steal, I guess. But like.
Oh no!
Everything else is so good.
I wouldn't even really call that a weakness because a lot of teams don't have an objective steal. So, yeah. So Guardians is a very good team, and I mean that's not to say X-Force is not. X-Force is also a very strong team.
Very well these days.
And I like to think that given the situation, I still made some good calls. And did that. And unfortunately, I think what it kind of came down to, because both of us had some kind of wild, crazy dice.
Oh, yeah.
I think what it kind of came down to is your wild, crazy dice just slightly edged my wild, crazy dice.
For sure. I mean, like we said, you had a couple of turns where Wolverine didn't do what he should have done.
Well, how different would it have been if when Bishop activated, if I had taken Groot down
in the first one,
then got Bill down to a point where the Weapon X program boom, takes out Bill and then takes out Rocket, right?
Yep.
Because that would have been Groot and Rocket, so you would have lost the Rocket activation.
Yep, which was meaningful. It was what took out Laura.
Yeah, which was very meaningful.
Most of Laura, I think someone else was sure, but yeah.
And then, I mean, sure, you still had Nebula and all that sort of stuff, but it creates a little bit of a different puzzle for you to try and figure out and solve, right?
For sure.
Because all of a sudden now it's like, okay, well, you'd have to go with Gamora to take out Laura, which leaves Wolverine open, potentially, or you still go with Nebula.
Nebula took Wolverine still, but yeah.
I had the first activation, right?
Yeah.
So it would have been like you either take out Wolverine with Nebula, or you take out Laura with X-23.
Well, when Laura was over there, she'd already gone.
No, because this was the start of the round. That was the start of the round. That was my first activation.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was the start of round 4, and then you went with Nebula and took out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that was my response to that, was because I said whichever one you went with. Oh, X-23 was off the table.
Yeah, X-23 was already off the table. Okay, so it might not have mattered all that much. But even still, it's just one of those things. It would have been a little bit more breathing room because Deadpool. Oh, that's what it would. Deadpool would not have had to go after Rocket.
Sure,
is what it was.
Yeah.
Deadpool then could have looked at maybe Star-Lord.
Sure, I mean, right? Yeah, he was way over here still, but yeah.
Well, I mean, Deadpool could have just leg dayed over. Oh. Yeah, I think he had the power. Yeah, he had the power for because he could have legged it over and he could have done some mean stuff that way, which could have given me a little bit of breathing room potentially. But I mean, these are all hypotheticals, right? So, but yeah, Guardians is. I'm not gonna lie, Guardians is a little rough to play against.
They're very strong right now,
and you really feel it when you're going up against somebody who knows what they're doing with Guardians as well, who can really take advantage of it.
Well, and this wasn't even obviously this is post CGR nerf because they never needed CGR to be amazing.
No. I even questioned Bill being affiliated with Guardians. that still feels really weird to me, but yeah, it is what it is. And I mean, Guardians Greatest is just Yeah. The fact that card is just in
insane.
perpetuity once you play it, right?
Yeah, like on some affiliations, this might have been okay. Guardians was not the one.
Yeah, like it just weren't in perpetuity. We're basically saying it's like, yeah, you know what? Our guys who already punch really hard all punch even harder now.
Yep. They're also harder to kill.
And they're harder to kill to boot on top of all that. So, yeah, Guardian's greatest. Fair and balanced. All right? I think you could easily change that card for the round, and it's still a good card that's being played.
It's still very good, yes.
Right? Like, it is, like, the way it exists currently, it should probably cost 2 power, if not more.
It is 2 power.
Or it should probably cost 3 power, if not more. Then it should be more expensive. That's all I'm saying. It should be more expensive. Now, having said that, I did not lose the game because of Guardian's Greatest.
No, it definitely helped tip the dice a little bit more in my favor. I lost
because of Lovable Misfits.
Lovable Misfits was a great turn.
Oh man, how different would the game have been if once we realized Cable still had 1 left? If he had blocked that,
if he'd blocked the second attack,
and he almost did it too.
He was very close.
He almost did it.
Like Cable, for as quick as he died on his front, his flip side, he ate a size 4 to the face. He ate an 8 dice attack with Wing It. He ate a 6 dice attack, and then he also ate the damage off of that. Like he took a lot on the flip side.
Well, I mean, 7/7 stamina, right? Like he can definitely take a pounding.
For sure. It's more that, like, even against the throw, you only took 2 damage.
Yeah, it was more my defense dice really didn't show up when they really needed to, right? Which was rough. And I think your attack was like a pretty impressive attack on top of all that.
Yeah, the spender was pretty solid. Like you blocked a good chunk on the spender.
I did.
It just didn't matter. It was a very good spender.
Yeah, it was a very good spender because you still pushed through. I think it was like 4 points of damage on him or something like that.
That sounds right.
Even though I blocked, I think 3 of it.
Yeah.
So it was still really good. But yeah, that could have been game-changing there as well because, I mean, then he activates, probably takes down Star-Lord.
Yep.
Good chance to do so. Then probably, gets away from Bill. I don't want to deal with Bill. But, maybe then he, like, body slides by 1 and takes out Groot or something like that, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, there's a lot of decision points that, had they gone slightly differently, could be a very different game. But you were able to get that momentum, and you just ran with it, man. You ran with it. But honestly, after what my X-Force has done to you the past few
games, I was going to say, I feel vindicated.
Yes, here's the thing. I deserved this. I mean, if you had seen how the previous X-Force games had gone.
Yeah, it was almost this exact matchup, and you dummied me with some of these models.
And here's the thing. I still, 2 models are removed from I
Yeah, these 2 are down.
And everyone else is wounded, so I did give out a good chunk of attrition.
You did. No, this was like...
And I mean, if we went to another round, I did still have both Bishop and Deadpool.
Yep.
Which means I might have potentially taken out 2 more characters.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I gave as good as I got. You were just able to get ahead in the points game and run with it, which was huge.
Oh, for sure.
But lots of fun either way, man. Thanks so much for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and obviously we'll try to get more out here in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you want to support the channel, patreon.com/AegisBrand Studios, or go hit up iwargame.net, friend and sponsor of the channel, and use code AegisBrand to save 10% on your BattleMat purchase. All the support helps me feed my dog. Everyone loves dogs.
Yes.
We'll see you guys next time. Happy wargaming.